That tax is law means all activities of the Ondo State Internal Revenue Service are backed by law. What keen observers have, however, noted with admiration is not limited to the exceptional attitudes to work of staff of ODIRS and their capacity to handle all tax-related issues. It won't take a first visitor to the Revenue House or any of the tax stations across the state long time before identifying humane and tax-friendly processes. Why has ODIRS abandoned the jackboot approach of past tax collectors? What are the effects of the present strategies, which include persuasion, enlightenment, advocacies being used by ODIRS on its performances? These and more questions will be answered on this edition of Pay Your Tax. You are heartily welcome to the program. My name is Tolu Adegbie. Our talking point today on Pay Your Tax is building a culture of tax payment among taxable adults in Ondo State. My guest, a thoroughbred administrator, a policy developer, will join us very shortly. Please stay with us.
My name is Honorable Lucky Orimisun, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State. I want to let you know that I have paid my own property tax, as it were, land use charge. And I encourage or employ every one of us to do same, so that the government will be able to have enough to do more for us in terms of infrastructural development. So, pay your tax.
Glad to have you back. And on this edition of Pay Your Tax, we are glad to have with us the Executive Chairman of Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, Mr. Tolu Adegbie, with us. You are welcome on the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Nice having you
Thank you for having me.
You played host to the committee of the Ondo State House of Assembly recently. What was their mission to the Revenue House?
Okay, the Finance and Operation Committee of the Ondo State House of Assembly came visiting as part of their overall oversight function. As you know, they're the one that allocates money in the budgets and all of that. So part of their function is also to go around to the various MDAs that they've allocated monies to in terms of their expenditure budget and their capital budget, to ask them questions, how have the budget performed and all of that. Because very soon we enter another budget season now. Nigeria has presented its budget. Ondo State will soon, Mr. Governor will soon present the budget to the Ondo State Assembly, who will also now consider it for approval and all that. So they just came on a fact-finding mission to hear from us firsthand as the major revenue generating agency of Ondo State, how far we've done, what's happening, how have we used the expenditure, and have we met our revenue targets, what are the issues that we have, do we need any help with laws and things like that. And then, of course, the overall health of the various MDAs that are revenue generating. So that's why they were here. We had to give them about a 100-page presentation on our activities, and they spent about 3.5 hours here. And by the time they were leaving, I think they were satisfied with what they had, and they commended us for what we've been able to do, and the new initiatives that we are bringing to bear. For example, one of the new initiatives we are bringing to bear is this, government, Ondo State Internal Revenue Service is renting some properties from people, just like some other government agencies. But at the same time, the state government also have, and the local government also have some properties that are not being used. So now we are trying to convert over the next 2 years to leave all rented government properties and move to abandoned government properties. We renovate them and then we move in there. So on a long-term basis, government does not need to pay rent anymore for anything. So, and we've gotten in some local governments, we moved out in Ibaroke. We are building a brand new office in Igbekaba, which is soon inaugurate. We are building a brand new one in Ifon. I think in Ishua, the local government gave us a property, so we moved out of rented apartments and things like that. So we showed them a lot of the initiatives that are coming up, and I think they were quite excited about what we were doing. That's on the new initiative angle. But there are some other areas that we also included in the 100-page presentation that we made to them.
Chairman, sir, may we know the general feelings of the Ondo State House of Assembly Committee on the performance of ODIRS?
Yeah, I mean, following the presentation and some of the new initiatives I mentioned earlier, we think the impression are in twofold, really. There's the revenue angle, and then there's the expenditure angle.
Okay.
So, from revenue angle, they commended us because we were running on 100% of budget. That's at August. The August figure, it came in September. So, and we're running on 100% of budget. So, they commended us for meeting our year-to-date budgets and all the other revenue initiatives that we brought to bear. They commended us for that. But they had some challenges in the area of expenditure. They thought by now our expenditure level should at least be looking at 70% of budget, but we are roughly around 50% of budget. What does that mean? We are using 50% of our expenditure budget to run 100% achievement of our revenue budget. So the question was that, why are you not spending money? What are you doing with the money? Are you keeping it somewhere and all that? So we're like, no, we're not keeping it anywhere. There are some things that we planned that we're going to do, and that we're still going to do them in terms of provision of infrastructure. And like I said, we are building some new tax stations now and things like that are in our budget. So they just felt we should spend money more than we are spending right now, but we manage our cash flow.
Okay.
We are not known for, we are tax collectors. We collect money, we don't spend. So, well, we'll try and see what we can do.
Okay. There's this total departure from what tax collection and administration processes were. When you came on board, what were the issues then?
Okay, well, I think the issue was straightforward. The main issue was what we call the power to distrain.
Okay.
Now, distrain is a technical word. It means that if you have served somebody an assessment, the person did not object, you serve all the requisite notices, the person did not object and also did not pay, you have the power to go to the person's shop or office and distrain the person of some goods in lieu of the taxes that is being owed. So you can take those goods, sell them in public auction, and then use the money to defray the taxes that the person is paying, that the person is owing. Before then, prior to 2011, the Personal Income Tax Act vested that power of distrain with the chairman of the Internal Revenue Service or the Board of Internal Revenue. So the board, once the chairman of the Board of Internal Revenue signs, you can go and carry anybody's goods and distrain and all that, which was what they were doing. And that's what people were referring to as jungle tactics, jackboot approach, and all of that. But in 2011, the law changed and said, now you can't do that anymore. If you want to distrain anyone, you must get a court order. That means you must go to court. A judge, at least minimum of a magistrate, must sit on the matter and then order that, look, this person is a recalcitrant individual, does not want to pay taxes, is avoiding taxes or evading taxes, whatever. Go and distrain the person, and then we go and lock up the person, and then, so we get an order, then we now go and enforce that order via distraining the person's goods or assets.
Not just to go there and lock up the shop.
We cannot go there anymore without a court order.
Okay.
That's the new law from 2011. So what happened was that when the governor came, Mr. Governor Arakuni Oluwarutimi SAN, CON, when he came in 2017 and he charged us that, look, I'm an SAN, you have to follow the law. Tolu, I came in 2018. You have to follow the law. So we looked at the laws and we realized that the amendment of 2011 was not being implemented in Ondo states. So we now started implementation in 2018. That's when we now stopped. Now we go to court for every single act of the strain, which was not there before. That's why it seems as if we are more civil and we are more understanding and all of that. We're just obeying the law.
Hi everyone, my name is Naomi Olabode. Payment of tax is your civic responsibility towards the development of our dear Ondo State. Please ensure you pay your tax. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, sir, there were cases of disparity in tax collection processes between the headquarters and tax stations. Can you confirm this?
Those are some of the issues that we met when I came in. Also, when Mr. Goma came in, we had a lot of those stories that you go to one tax station, they give you an assessment of a certain amount, you come to your friend in head office or your uncle in head office, and they were able to get a lower amount. You know, nothing was fixed, everything was fluid, but all that was in the past. All that's in the past now. So it's not going to happen again, and it's not happening again. Now we are standardized, we've trained our people, they've gone on so many trainings, you know, I mean, our staff now goes at least trainings twice a year, can be in Abuja, can be in Lagos, can be here. We won't send people on training abroad, you know, so it's, everybody knows what to do now. Our standard is the same. Now, today, you know, everywhere, whatever you find here is what you will find in all our taxations. There is no way. That, in fact, number one, all assessment is now based on the area where you live. So if you are living in Ejuyita or Bolu, Akure North local government, you cannot come to head office for a tax assessment anymore. We send you to Ejuyita or Bolu to go and meet the station manager there for assessment. So if you are living in Igbaroke, before, or if you give an assessment in Igbaroke, you can come to head office will still treat it. Now we will not.
Even in Ondo town?
We will send you to where you live. That's where your business is. Go and do your assessment there. So if you now have any issue with it, you can write to head office. But your assessment will be done from there. So that way, everything is standardized. There's no running from here to go to here just to avoid. All of that have stopped.
Oh, okay. So to what extent have you been able to secure the confidence of the tax-paying public now?
Well, we can only rely on feedback. Feedback is the only thing that can give you an idea of how much or what the people think about you. And based on the feedback that we get from people, from government officials, from other taxpayers, overall, I think people seem to be a bit more confident that, number one, they are not being cheated when they come here. Number two, we are fair, we're equitable. Nobody has any undue advantage in the area of tax payment because of connection. We are the same with everybody. We apply the same rules, same principle to everyone. Three, in terms of our service, you don't need any special, there's no special privilege conferred on anyone. We treat everybody the same. You walk in here, if you tell us you have an emergency, you need to do this thing, we call something what we call emergency tax clearance, which we procure for you in 24 hours. Once you come in, you do the assessment, you pay within the premises, you get your tax clearance in 24 hours, well, for those people who are going to the embassy. So we try and provide service. We try and provide service for the people. So based on that, we hear a lot of things. Thank you. Even via email, people send mails to us. People do a lot of things, commend us.
Positive feedback.
Oh, positive feedback, yes. And where we have issues, people write to us and say, look, this thing happened somewhere. Immediately we call them for a meeting. We call the people concerned and we sort it out immediately to their satisfaction. So our mantra is, this is tax for service. You pay your tax, you get service from us. So service not in terms of physical infrastructure alone, but in terms of the way we deal with you, the way we treat you, the way we respond to you, the way we speak to you, our attitude to you, everything, even the way we receive you in our offices.
In ODIRS today, the excellent workplace environment that are in tandem with excellent work ethic is what is evident in all your offices. Why did you choose this strategy
Okay, well, thank you for that. Two things. One, my background, which is banking. I know when you go to a bank, you know how it looks.
The environment.
The environment, yes. So that's number one. Of course, now number two, the strategy that Mr. Governor wanted. He wanted to grow IGR. He wanted a structure, a sustainable structure of growth. He wanted us to turn around the perception of the State Board of Internal Revenue. So he had those things in mind. There's no way you can do those things without putting together a new team. And there's no way you can put together a new team full of young people of nowadays without putting a comfortable working environment for them. You see, the millennials that we have now, the under 30s, it is very critical that they have a very good working environment. That's the only way you can bring out the best from them. They've all attended private universities, some have attended universities abroad and all that. You can't bring them into the civil service and now put them in an office that looks somehow. So we also have to prepare for them. If you want to get the best from them, you have to give them a befitting office also. So these were all the things that we considered, and then we now put in place this ODIRS head office. Not only that, if you go to all our tax stations across the 18 local governments, this is how they look now. In fact, in some areas where we rented offices, where there's very little we can do in terms of renovation, like I told you earlier, we decided that we're going to move into governmental buildings and turn the place around. If you see, I wish you could see our new Igbekebo tax station. You'll see it when we open. It's exactly like this, with the orange cladding and all of that. We are building it for now. So this is not even about Akure, Ondo.
Maybe because it's the state capital.
Yes, no. I mean, we're talking about Igbekebo in the local government.
Yes.
We're talking about Ifon in Ose local government, you know. So, and we're going to Ishua. We just finished Ishua. We've done Igbaroke, you know. So, we have graduates in the 18 local government offices that we have. 17 local government apart from Akure. And we need to make them comfortable. And since we made them comfortable, put down all these offices, put systems, tables, chairs, all of that, renovated, we maintain the place. We are getting a lot from them. So they are the aces in the hole for us, you know, in terms of they are the how can I put it? They are parts of the structure that we have put in place to make sure that our staff will be welcoming to our taxpayers. Even our taxpayers, when they come, you know, sometimes they say, dress as you want to be addressed. When taxpayers come to your office and they see your office, how it looks, even you, the way you look, you know, it seems somehow, you're asking the man to come and pay money. The first thing the man wants to do is to offer you a bribe, maybe to improve your situation. But if you come to our house and see the way we look, the tenants want to offer you a bribe and say, these ones they are well fed. Let me just do my transaction. So it reduces corruption. Okay. You know, reduces the risk of inducement. And they also reduces harassment. Because in our old office, some people will come, they are angry because something happened to them, and they come to our office, they start shouting from downstairs. Nowadays, they come and they see the person at our reception, how beautiful she is. Serene environment. Yes. They enter with AC. The anger will first calm down. They will now be forced to comport themselves. So it's more than just the building and all of that. It also has effect on our taxpayers. And we believe that strategy of Mr. Governor has worked fantastically well.
We're still discussing building a culture of tax payment among taxable adults in Ondo State. We'd like to go on a short break again, and when we return, we continue with the program. Don't walk away.
Finally, a big relief is here for taxpayers in Ondo State. Without an express payment of all taxes, charges, fees, and fines are now made easier through the banks approved by the Ondo State Internal Revenue Service. Access Bank, First Bank, Polaris Bank, Union Bank, UBA, Wema Bank, Unity Bank, and Zenith Bank. Others are Stanbic IBTC, Kickstone, Guarantee Trust Bank, Fidelity Bank, FCMB, EcoBank, and Sterling Bank. Pay to the banks directly. Don't give your cash to anyone. For further inquiries, call the following number: 0188397000 or 09284770004, or send WhatsApp messages to this number: 08104864804. Contact us at ODIRS.ng or info@odirs.ng. Also, chairman at ODIRS.ng. Our website is www.odirs.ng. Pay your tax, as tax brings development. Ondo State Internal Revenue Service announcer.
And quite a lot for us to discuss on this program, sir, but for time. However, we wish you comment briefly on your community impact project. How communities across the state can still enjoy the benefits.
Okay, thank you very much. Community impact project is also part of what we call our Tax for Service initiative. You remember the first part is making sure that we receive our people well. After all, there are fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, etc. but from the same state, same country, Nigeria. To receive them well, good environment, speak to them well, and all of that. Now, the other part of it is this community impact project, where we intervene directly in the activities of some communities in the provision of infrastructure. You know, Mr. Governor is called Mr. Infrastructure, Mr. Roads, but even despite that, we cannot be everywhere.
Yes.
So there are still some communities, especially some private estates, where we have houses that we told everybody at the beginning of the land use charge. If you pay your land use charge, your estate pays the land use charge, and you have issues in terms of road infrastructure and things like that, grading of road, whatever it is that we can do, we'll do. So most of the time, we've been able to do community impact projects in more than 15 local governments of the state at different times, mostly with grade roads. In some cases, we provided solar street lights. That's in Japan. And in some cases, we've done culverts, you know, for people. In some other cases, we bought generators, yes, for a school that paid their land use, paid more than was due, and we want to refund, so we should not bother. We decided to just buy a generator for them, which is more than 400% the value of the money. They said government should not bother taking back. So we give back to the community, yes. Even to MDAs, the judiciary, the state high court last year, the judiciary generated the highest amount of revenue in the history of the judiciary under the current CJ, Justice Akintoroye. And we asked them, sir, what do you want? And he said, we need toilets in the judiciary, that the lawyers don't have toilets and all that. The toilets are bad. So we constructed brand new toilets for men with urinals and everything. And then we renovated the one for the women. So now the judiciary, now all our lawyers in the state that goes to the court now, they have a very nice, clean, beautiful, you know, convenience to use if they are pressed.
Courtesy of ODIRS.
Oh, courtesy of ODIRS, yes, yes. We launched it, we opened it, CJ was there, was very happy and all that. He promised us that this year they will do more. But I'm not sure we're going to do, I'm not sure we're going to do anything for them this year. We have to go somewhere else. So we look for communities that can say that at the very minimum, our land use charge, we've all paid, and now we have an issue. Can you come and do a direct intervention for us and all that? I remember Afumbiowo, I think it's Afumbiowo Estate, and they had issues of road.
That's in Idore Road, right?
Yes, I think they had some issues of road and all that. About 2 years ago, we went there and we graded. We graded a lot of the roads. The probably thought it was the local government that came to do it. It was not. We just rented the brand new trailer, the brand new grader of the local government. We paid for it, but we did the grading, yes. So, but we don't make noise, you know, about it. We just know that we've gone to Ekpele, we've done roads in Ishua, we've done roads in Ondo, There's so many. I mean, there's this street in Ondo that we graded, Shora Streets in Ondo, my favorite street. We graded, the road has not been touched in 50 years.
Wow.
So we went there, we graded the road. After grading the road, I think NDDC came, they looked at it, attracted them, and said that, look, okay, since somebody has started grading, let's do the tarring. I think they now did tar on the road and all of that. So there are a lot of places that we've been to that will do the road grading, and some other people will come and just complete
But how
it.
would they know that it's the ODIRS that is doing all of this?
No, we just inform the community.
Okay.
We just inform them. They say we should post them, but we don't.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we don't. It's
So that another person will not take credit for what ODIRS is doing.
Well, in a lot of cases, I've heard of local government chairmen taking credits
That's what
for what we have done. But you know, we are not in the habit. We are tax collectors.
Okay.
We don't want to be seen as if we are grandstanding, or to be seen as if we have some other motives apart from a tax for service initiative.
Okay.
You know, in any political atmosphere, people will start saying, watch that person. Maybe he wants to contest for House of Assembly. Maybe he wants to contest for. So we rather just keep quiet, do what we want to do, than people reading motives. Oh yeah, people reading motives into what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to appreciate you for being on this program today. We know you have a lot of things to say. Well, we still have some other time, you know, to invite you to say more about what ODIRS is doing for the community in Ondo State. We want to say thank you so much, sir, today for joining us, and we hope next time when we invite you, you will oblige us.
Thank you very much. I will oblige you. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Dear viewer, we are done with this edition of Pay Your Tax. We'd like to appreciate the Executive Chairman of Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, who is also the Executive Producer of this program, Mr. Tolu Adegbie. And next week, by His grace, we will be back again. My name is Tolu Oladuti, and I say, God bless you. God bless ODIRS. God bless Ondo State. And God bless Nigeria. It pays to pay your tax. Stay blessed.